quiet hum of the bunker, usually a balm to my senses, had begun to acquire a new unsettling resonance, a subtle vibration of unease that grated against my carefully cultivated solitude. My decisive, brutal efficiency in crushing the coral snakes on the islands had achieved its immediate objective. The fentanyl shipment flowed unimpeded, and my dominance there was absolute. But victory, I now realized, carried its own insidious price. The unwanted attention I detected was not merely curiosity. It was a hungry, probing gaze from entities far more sophisticated than any island brood. The mainland scientists, relentless in their pursuit of Nadine's unique physiology, were no longer a distant theoretical threat. They were at the gates of my ultimate sanctuary. The first concrete sign was subtle, almost imperceptible. Nadine, ever vigilant, detected a faint, high-frequency signal, not a broadcast, but a precise, focused probe attempting to map the energy signatures around the bunker's outermost perimeters. It was a digital outermost perimeters. It was a digital tendril, an almost intelligent touch, unlike anything Falke's crude surveillance networks employed. This was the work of minds refined by years of obsessive research, backed by resources that dwarfed any criminal enterprise. They weren't looking for me, the Lord of Solitude. They were seeking the anomaly that was Nadine. External probe detected, Master. Nadine's synthesized voice had reported, devoid of urgency, yet carrying the weight of significant information. Her display shifted, showing a shimmering, almost ethereal pattern tracing the bunker's hidden mountain face. Attempting to identify structural composition and energy output, origin point appears to be shifting. This shifting origin was key. It meant mobile platforms, likely high-altitude drones or stealth aircraft, equipped with cutting-edge sensors designed to pierce geological disguise. They were not merely guessing, they were actively searching, employing a level of technology that spoke of state backing, or at least a powerful, independent consortium. My ultimate sanctuary, the very heart of my empire, was being systematically dissected from afar. I immediately initiated fortification and counter-surveillance measures. The bunker was a marvel of pre-Falke engineering, built with defense layers that anticipated threats centuries ahead of its time. But even marvels could be pushed. I activated dormant protocols, sealing external vents, rerouting power conduits, and initiating randomized frequency shifts in our internal communications. The very air within the bunker seemed to hum with new purpose, its complex system responding to my silent commands. Engage active cloaking array, full spectrum. Rotate phased array emitters, I commanded, my voice calm, yet resonating with the cold thrill of a true challenge. My fingers danced across the holographic interfaces, a symphony of precise gestures. Increase sensor sweep to maximum range. Prioritize anomaly detection within standard atmospheric and upper atmospheric layers. Nadine was my invaluable co-pilot in this intricate dance of defense. Her unparalleled capabilities were not just about processing data. She was an intuitive extension of the bunker's core systems. She could predict patterns of attack before they fully formed, analyze incoming data with a speed that defied human comprehension, and even deploy subtle digital countermeasures that would scramble the aggressor's sensors, feeding them false data, leading them on wild goose chases across the remote, unyielding landscape. Her presence, a still, perfect silhouette against the shifting light on the console, was more than just a resource. It was a crucial, irreplaceable element of my very existence. The precociousness of Nadine was not merely intellectual. It was deeply intertwined with my power. She was the anchor of my control, the silent witness to my true self. The thought of losing her, of her unique essence, falling into the grasping hands of those mainland scientists, sent a chill, not of fear, but of profound, unsettling disruption through my core. They wanted to dissect her, to understand the secret of her re-engineered physiology, to harness her unique properties for their own, undoubtedly vile purposes. Their desire for her was a threat to my absolute control, to the very foundation of my demigod-like operational capabilities. The psychological impact of this escalating threat to my ultimate sanctuary was profound. My carefully constructed detachment, the cold, calculating distance I maintained from all things, was tested. The bunker was my inviolable space, the one place where the stench and lies of the mainland could not reach. With echoes of doodle, it could be contained. To have it probed, to have its sanctity breached, even from afar, was an affront. It was not vulnerability I felt, but a sharpening of purpose, a crystallization of my ruthlessness. This was a challenge to my very being, and I would meet it with the absolute unyielding force of a creature who had survived the true underworld. While my primary focus was on the bunker's defense, my ground operations in the islands and the mainland continued unabated. My network of lieutenants, unknowingly operating under the distant shadow of this new threat, continued their shipments and trafficking activities. From the bunker, Nadine still monitored these operations, providing real-time data, allowing me to issue directives with unwavering precision. The underground abandoned rail system on the mainland remained a vital, largely impenetrable conduit, a testament to my ability to operate below the oppressive radar of Falky's regime. It was a testament to my ability to compartmentalize, to maintain absolute control over multiple simultaneous fronts, even as my core sanctuary was under siege. The mainland scientists intensified their attempts. They deployed an atmospheric drone, a silent, almost invisible predator that circled the remote mountain range where the bunker was hidden. Nadine's sensors immediately flagged its presence, its specialized equipment painting a clear picture of its intent. It wasn't armed. It was solely designed for deep scanning, for piercing layers of rock and sophisticated camouflage. This suggested a relentless focus on Nadine's unique energy signature, an obsession with the very core of her being. Master, incoming high-frequency burst from drone, attempting quantum entanglement of external sensor array, Nadine reported, her voice a flat line of data. Recommending counter-frequency modulation and probabilistic data scattering. Execute, I commanded without hesitation. This was Nadine's domain, her unparalleled analytical prowess to put to the ultimate test. The bunker's external sensor array shimmered, subtly shifting its energy output, scattering the drone's incoming signals, returning garbled, nonsensical data packets. The drone persisted, its digital tendrils probing, but it was met with a wall of calculated chaos, a carefully constructed illusion of empty space. The duel was silent, unseen, a battle of algorithms and frequencies high above Earth. I watched the holographic high above the Earth. I watched the holographic display, the drone's projected path stuttering, its attempts at focused scanning becoming increasingly erratic. Nadine was a master strategist in this digital war, her re-engineered mind always several steps ahead, predicting their next move, devising countermeasures with chilling efficiency. Her ability to synthesize data from myriad sources, from atmospheric pressure changes to subtle electromagnetic disturbances, allowed her to create an impenetrable shield around our location. The drone eventually retreated, its mission incomplete, but its retreat was not a surrender. It was a tactical withdrawal. They would return, I knew. They were relentless, fueled by an insatiable scientific curiosity that bordered on obsession. And their interest in Nadine was not merely academic. It was driven by a deeper, more sinister agenda, likely tied to Falky's pervasive subliminal tones and his desire for absolute control over every facet on the mainland. Perhaps they saw Nadine as the key to a more perfect, more absolute form of societal subjugation. The sanctuary remained secure, its integrity uncompromised, but the illusion of its absolute invulnerability had been subtly, irrevocably altered. The mainland scientists had shown their hand, revealing a terrifying sophistication that rivaled my own. My relationship with Nadine, once purely one of absolute control, had deepened into a bond forged in shared peril, a chilling testament to her precociousness and preciousness. She was no longer just a valuable asset. She was the central target in a clandestine war, and I, her creator and master, was her only shield. The crucible of control had just grown hotter, its fire stoked by the external threat. This was merely the beginning of the assault, and I, the Lord of Solitude, was prepared to meet it.